Alright, ladies and gents, welcome back. It's still the very same day. I am on a roll for today. So today we're going to talk about the practice problems for the secant and tangent lesson that we did. So again, the whole point of this is so that you can edit your problems so that when you submit your notes and the practice problem solutions, everything is perfect. Alrighty. Quick reminder, all we learned about this lesson was this outside hole method in a way to relate the lengths of tangents and secant lines in circles. So let's go through some of these questions. Alright, so in the diagram shown, secants ADB and AEC have been drawn from an external point A such that AD is 6, AE is 4, and BD is 8. Which of the following is the length of AC? So the only thing that we know is we can relate the parts of these secant lines. So let's do that. So if I want to write a relationship, let's start with secant AB. But before we do that, what should I do? Yeah, mark up my diagram. So AD is 6, AE is 4, and BD is 8. Okay? And we're trying to look for the length of AC, which is this entire thing. Okay? So let's do this. So we have 6 times, well, what is the total length of AB? 14, right? Then we have the outside of this secant line is 4. Now, we need to figure out how to represent the entire length of AC. Now, there are two ways we can do this. The first way we can do this is exactly what I did in the mini lesson, right? We can call EC x, and we can say the entire length of AC is 4 plus x. Another way we could do this is just call length AC a variable and solve. However, you're going to see that you get the same answer, but I'm going to stick to the way that I showed you in the mini lesson so that it's the exact same thing. Okay? So 14 times 6, I'm going to use my calculator just to double check. So 14 times 6 is 84. Then we can distribute the 4. Now is just solving for x. So it's really funny. I'm actually going to stop the speed up here for a second. I got stuck there for a second because for some reason I was dividing by 16. And then I realized, oh, the inverse operation of a positive 16 is subtracting. So just make sure that whenever you get stuck, because even us teachers, sometimes we get stuck, take a step back and reread through your work. And usually that will help you figure out where you made the mistake so that you can continue. So let's keep going. Alright, so we got that x equals 17. Now, if you circle choice 3 as an answer, you're wrong because you gotta be careful. It's telling us we want to know what the length of AC is. AC is this entire length. All we figured out was EC. 17 is that missing piece. So we need to add 17 plus 4 to get the entire piece. And 17 plus 4 is 21. Alrighty. Question 2. In the circle shown below, tangent PA and secant PBC have been drawn. If PB equals 4 and BC equals 12, in which of the following is the length of tangent PA? So again, let's use our outside hole method and let's mark up our diagram. So PB is 4, BC is 12, and we don't know what the length of our tangent line is. So let's set up an equation. So we got the outside piece, right? That's 4, the outside of this secant. I had to sneeze. All right, so the outside is PB, and the whole thing is 16. So 4 times 16 equals the outside of the tangent line, meaning the part of the tangent line that's outside the circle is x, but the whole part is also x, so x times x is x squared. And then we're going to solve for x. 16 times 4 is 64. Okay, and to get x by itself, we take the square root of both sides. And we get x equals the square root of 64, which is 8. Which is funny, is that the last question? Or was that... That seems very similar to the question that I put for the mini lesson. Interesting. Okay, so hopefully you got that. And again, we're looking for PA, so we should write that PA is equal to 8. Let's continue. Okay, so this one is a little bit more complicated, but not really. The only thing that's not here is there's no picture. Okay, so this is like next level. Two secants are drawn from an exterior point A. I'm going to stop there. Let's draw this together. First, you need a circle. So let's draw a circle together. It says that these two secants are drawn from an exterior point A. Let's make A way over here. Okay, and let's connect. Let's use orange for fun. So here's one secant line. Here's another. Again, it doesn't matter how we draw it. We just have to follow what it says in the directions and then mark up our diagram accordingly. So now that we have this, okay. Then it says secant AC first intersects the circle at point B. So AC intersects the circle at point B. Okay. And secant AE intersects the circle at point D. So it goes through the circle at point D. So if you got this diagram, now it's just like the other questions in here. So if AB is 10, so let's fill in our stuff. If AB is 10, and AD is 12, and AC is 24, be careful of how they do this. The whole thing is 24. What's the length of DE? So let's actually use the outside hole method to relate these two secants. The outside of secant secant AE is 12. So we got 12 times the whole thing is 12 plus x. And that should equal the outside part of the other secant AC is 10. And the whole secant, which is what they tell us, is 24. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to solve for x. Again, feel free to pause the video, rewind, but I'm going to speed this up. Let's do it. Alright, so I got that my value of x equals 8. But let's go back. X represents the length of DE, so we're going to say that DE is equal to 8. Really funny, all the answers seem to be 8. Is that true? That's 8. That happened to be 21. Okay, fine. Not on purpose, that's so funny. Alright, so let's do the last question together. Okay, another question with no picture, so we might have to draw another picture. Secant and tangent are drawn to a circle from a common exterior point. Pause. Let's draw a circle. Let's draw a secant and a tangent meeting at some point. So I'm going to draw my circle a little bit differently just to show you that it doesn't matter what the circle looks like. Alright, you can also see that I labeled it. I think that's going to help us out so that we can be a little bit more exact. So let's continue on with the question. If the length of the tangent is 14 inches, pause, let's write that in. The tangent line I chose to be this, so this has to be 14. It's really windy outside. And the length of the external segment of the secant is 4 inches. So we have to think. External means outside. So the outside part of the secant is 4 inches. Let me make sure that this is inches. Okay. Then which of the following is the length in inches of the internal segment? Internal means inside, so we want to figure out this piece. So I'm going to call that X. All right. I'm going to pause right here. I'm going to remind you the password for today, or rather for this week, I'm reminding you, is microphone. Make sure you did that password quiz. It's located where you clicked on the link to see the video for the mini lesson. I cannot be more clear than that. Please make sure you do that. Let's continue. Okay, so let's relate these sides. So the outside part is 4. The whole part is 4 plus x. And then the tangent, the outside part of the tangent line is 14, and also the entire length is 14. So we can say that we can say it's 14 squared. So now I'm just going to solve for x. So again, pause, rewind, whatever you need to do so that you can make sure you understand how I'm doing each step, or reach out if you still have questions. Let's do it. All right, so x equals 45. If you just write 45, if this was a short response question, you'd be wrong because they asked you in inches. So while yes, the answer is 45, it should say in inches. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. Please make sure that you made edits to your work before you submit it. Remember, just submitting the practice problems is only 50%. You also have to submit your notes. Please reach out if you need anything. And again, we're here to support you. I hope you have a great rest of your week. And next week is actually going to be an exciting week. So make sure you get to your community groups so that you know exactly what's going on, okay? Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you later, everyone. Bye-bye.